Let's start with a simple question, but it can change your perspective on money. Have you ever stopped to reflect why some people can multiply their resources without working over, while others spend their entire lives working hard and never reach financial stability? It may seem like a fairy tale scenario, but I guarantee it is a concrete reality. When I was younger, I also believed that wealth only came through hard work, bad nights, and an exhaustive routine. He thought that only those who were without limits, without errors or rest could accumulate fortune. But life showed me a different way. I found that money is not only the result of sweat, but a strategic mindset, intelligent habits, and the ability to see opportunities where most see only obstacles. Allow me to ask another question. What if your resources could work for you, as if they were dedicated employees, generating results without having to be constantly ahead of everything? I am not talking about magic. Those were dubious schemes, but a financial wisdom transmitted by generations, which my family simply called practical intelligence with money. In the beginning, I confess that I was skeptical. He thought, how is it possible to double capital without working 12 hours a day? Even so, I decided to test. I started with small investments, simple negotiations, and observed how, gradually, money could grow alone. The result, I was surprised. What seemed impossible became real. And that's exactly what I want to share with you today. There are simple but extremely effective principles that allow you to increase your resources without leaving your comfort zone or turn your life into an endless race behind salaries. Best of all, you don't have to be a genius or have a great initial capital. Just understand the mechanisms, be aware, and act intelligently. But there is a crucial detail that many ignore, and so their resources do not multiply. They believe that wealth depends only on hard work or luck. In fact, it is the result of a combination of habits, wisdom, and a little cunning. If you follow until the end, I will reveal the secret that has transformed my life and helped many people get real results without having to work beyond the necessary. Imagine for a moment your money growing automatically. You observe this process and each month see results that once seemed unreachable. When he woke up, he realizes, I got it right. My resources are working for me. Do you think this is possible? I say, yes, it is. And that is exactly what we will explore next. I will share practical methods that I used to make my capital grow, even as I slept. I will tell stories of how small investments have become large returns. I will give concrete tips that work, and, most importantly, I will show you how to start today, even if you don't have big economies. You will be surprised to see how simple steps can turn the money from a master you serve on an ally who works to your advantage. Now, reflect. Are you ready to change your financial mindset? Are you willing to stop working only for money and learn to make you work for you? If the answer is yes, continue with me, because then I will reveal specific strategies to double your resources without excessive effort or unnecessary risks. You will understand why many people, despite all their commitment, never reach prosperity. I can say for myself, I saw with my own eyes how money can start working in your favor now. And it all starts with time-tested principles, which I observed in my family, with friends, and in my own trajectory. When he was young, he thought there were only two ways: working for someone or starting a business of his own, taking great risks. But life taught me a third alternative: the intelligent management of money. The central idea is to make your resources generate more resources through conscious investments, a proper mindset, and patience. Let's go to the first principle. Invest only in what you understand and start with little. My father always said, do not try to be smarter than others, be consistent. When I started, I didn't have illions. I bought a small action, then applied it to a modest rental project and, at each step, saw how those minimum values started to surrender. In the beginning, they were cents, then dozens, then hundreds, but the most valuable was to learn discipline and understand how money can multiply when well applied. The second principle is to seek value where others only see discard. I remember a case where a neighbor sold an old shed full of furniture used for a dry price. Everyone passed without paying attention, considering that garbage. But I saw a chance. I bought the shed, dismantled the furniture, and revealed them in parts. In a month, my money had doubled. This concept does not only apply to business, but to life. Get knowledge for less. Identify opportunities where others see problems, and we'll see how money flows naturally toward you. The third principle is discipline and patience as its greatest allies. I saw young people throw themselves into quick investments, seeking immediate success, and losing everything. Money is a tool, and tools require time. I know people who, in 5 or 10 years, applying small amounts systematically, not only doubled, but tripled their capital, and all this without overwhelming. The fourth principle, inherited from family tradition, is to separate money into two functions: what works and what rests. Always keep a reservation for investments or profitable projects without moving it for everyday expenses. Thus, your features begin to generate more features while you just follow. My family divided finances into three parts: one for immediate spending, one for long-term investments, and a third to try new opportunities. This method reduced risks and allowed to identify which ideas actually return dot in practice. Don't be afraid to take small steps and test. I started with ridiculous values. I bought shares for $100. I invited in a modest project with friends, bought and revended used furniture. Each time I saw the money working, he learned something new. The great lesson is that constancy and action, even on a small scale, are the secret to transforming their relationship with finances. Observation and strategic action bring much greater results than large investments made without understanding. The fifth principle that I profoundly value is: do not keep all your money in one place. Divide, distribute, use different channels. One part of investments, another in rental properties, another in business ideas. This not only reduces risks, but creates a composting effect when money grows by itself, feeding each other as nutrients on fertile soil. My family always repeated, do not put all eggs in the same basket, because the basket can fall. And that really works. The sixth principle is: learn from experienced and proven mentors. I grew up in a home where financial wisdom was passed from generation to generation. My first lesson about money came from my grandfather, who said, money is not just a medium, it's a seed. Plant it, drizzle it, and it will grow. It seems simple, but when applied systematically, the result is inevitable. I saw friends and acquaintances spend their capital without working anymore, just following these principles. Allow me to share a personal example. A few years ago, I identified a small opportunity in the market, a company with undervalued stocks. Most people were beaten, finding it too risky. I invested a modest amount, and in a year that value almost doubled. All this without I needed to work beyond the usual. The key was to see the potential and act calmly, without panic. So what do we take from this? Invest in what you understand, starting with little. Seek value where others see only discard. Be disciplined and patient. Divide your money between what you work and what rests. Do not focus everything in one place. Learn from those who have already been successful. If you follow these principles, your money will no longer be numbers in one account. It will become your tool, your ally. And believe me, the first time you come to fold is an indescribable feeling, a mixture of trust, joy, and the certainty that you are on the right track. The most important thing is to start now, even with little. Systemicity, observation, and learning it is not what matter. Each small step brings you closer to the moment when money starts working for you. In the next part, I will show you how to consolidate these strategies to create stable financial growth regardless of how many hours you work, and how it can give you the freedom to live life in your own terms. But first, I want you to understand something fundamental. Everything we discuss here is not theory. These are principles tested by time, which I applied to my own life and were passed from generation to generation in my family. They can transform their relationship with money and, consequently, their life. The first crucial point is: money is an instrument, not a goal. Many people spend their lives running after numbers in the account, wages, bonuses, and awards. But true financial freedom comes when you understand that money is a resource, something that can be directed to create new opportunities, investments, and growth. This is how rich people get richer, not because they work more, but because their money works for them. We have already talked about the basic principles: invest in what you understand, seek hidden value, be disciplined and patient, divide your money between assets that generate income and reserves. Do not put all eggs in the same basket. Learn from proven mentors. Now, let's see how to apply them in practice, with real examples that will help you understand how to use them on a daily basis. I remember a case where a friend, a young entrepreneur, decided to invest a small amount in a startup. The value was not significant, but he analyzed the company deeply, its potential, risks, and the team behind it. Many laughed and said, it's too risky. You will lose everything. But he applied the principles we discuss: understanding, evaluation, and systemicity. Result: in 2 years, your investment has multiplied several times. Best of all, he didn't work a minute more for that money. It simply managed the feature it had. Stories like this illustrate the essence of this financial wisdom. This is not magic or luck. It is a systematic approach, seeing opportunities where others see only obstacles, and work with patience the available resources. Let me give another personal example. A few years ago, I did a small experiment. I divided my economies into 3 parts. 1. Long-term investments in stock and funds. 2. Short-term projects to test ideas and generate additional income. 3. Reserve for unexpected or unforeseen opportunities. In a year, the first part grew 15%, the second almost doubled, and the third allowed me to enjoy a new project without stress, which generated even more return. This is a small example of how intelligent distribution and systematic money management not only increase their capital, but reduce anxiety, creating safety and control. Friends, all this may seem simple, but in practice it requires constant discipline, observation, and learning. It's not about investing once and forgetting. It is not about instant results. It is about continuous movement, about understanding that money is a tool and, like any tool, only brings results when used with skill. And here is the most important point. Don't expect the perfect moment. No great sums to get started. Start with what you have. Until a small amount, invested with intelligence, can generate results that you did not imagine. Each time you see your money working, learn, grow, and strengthen your financial habits. I want you to keep three essential things. 1. Money likes movement. Stopped, he loses value. Make it work for you. 2. Small and systematic steps are worth more than large bets. Even small regular investments have a powerful effect over time. 3. Financial wisdom comes from observation and experience. Learn from those who had the most way. Analyze your mistakes and hits, and your capital will grow. Now imagine yourself 5 years from now, applying these principles every day. Even in the small things, your money is working for you. You do not depend more on a single salary. See real results. Your financial habits are solid, and confidence in the future becomes your reality. That's why it's worth starting today. Every day, set aside a while. Study, analyze, look for opportunities. Leave your money become your ally, not your enemy. And when you see the first real results, this feeling is indescribable, a mixture of joy, security, and the certainty that it is on the right track. There are even more strategies that can transform your relationship with money, multiply your capital, and build the financial freedom you deserve. If you want to keep learning and not lose any valuable tip, closely follow this content. Activate notifications to receive firsthand the best ideas and proven methods that will make a difference in your way. Remember, wealth does not start with great fortunes, but wisely, and wisdom is constructed step by step from small actions. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. The moment is now. Start today to apply the principles you have learned. You will be surprised by the speed with which your money will work in your favor. No tomorrow, no when time left. Now, because every day you advance is one day your money could be generating more opportunities for you. I know this path requires patience and discipline, but I also know from experience that the result compensates for each effort. If you are ready to change your mindset about money, if you are willing to take the first step towards financial independence, start with what you already know today. Apply these concepts, learn from each experience, and watch your money start render without you having to change your time for it. His financial future begins now with a decision, an action. A first step. Knowledge is power, but it is the intelligent application of this knowledge that builds wealth. Make your money work for you, as it should always be. The path is open. Take the first step.